can see us.
I don't know.
Hello, it's Candace.
Yeah, we may have to turn this screen. Hi, my friend Jenny. I'm so sorry. There's something going on with this phone.
It's telling us orientation is locked. Rotate the device back. Is your orientation locked?
I don't know. I don't know what we did. Hang tight.
Well, we'll do it like this.
Is that good?
I mean, we might have to really lean in.
Can you see us? Can everybody see us?
You have to read.
We're sideways. Laugh out loud. Are we still sideways? Are we still?
What we did.
Hang tight.
Well, we'll do it like this.
Is that good?
I mean, we might have to really lean in.
Can you see us? Can everybody see us?
You have to read.
We're sideways. Laugh out loud. Are we still sideways?
Can you read it?
Are we still?
What we did.
Hang tight.
Well,
Okay,
we'll
we're
do it
gonna
like this.
stop.
I mean, we might have to really lean in.
Can you see us? Can everybody see us? We're sideways. Laugh out loud. Are we still sideways? Are we still?
What we did.
Hang tight.
Okay, we're gonna like this. I mean, we might have to really lean in.
Can you see us? Can everybody see us? We're sideways. Laugh out loud. Are we still sideways? Oh my goodness.
All right, y'all gonna have to tell us how we look, how we sound, what's going on. We just got off of work. All my brain cells is back there. I don't know about yours.
Yes, mine are long gone.
And we need some air.
Yes. You got to get in the camera.
Okay. All good.
Okay, so Candace needs to move over and get in the camera.
Is that what it says?
Well, I can see that you're not in the camera.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
All right.
Okay. So I'm Candace.
And my friend Jenny.
That's right. And it has been almost an entire 30 days since we've been together.
I mean,
I was having withdrawals,
me
Jenny.
too. Me too.
The only thing that got me through was salt water and Cancun.
That's right.
I don't know about you.
Well, I had salt water, but mine wasn't quite as. Mine was North Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I need to move back because I like to be equal with Jenny. I don't like to look like I'm in front of her. I like for my periphery to be with her.
And you need to move in a little.
Well, this helps.
There you go. That does.
Okay.
That's
Does that
better.
help?
That is better. All right.
Screen's a little smaller, Jenny. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, we can try turning it sideways, but I don't know what.
No,
will
let's
happen.
just leave it like it is.
Okay.
Let's just leave it like it is. So the title of our live today is Daybell Ketchup. She doesn't know because I was the one that titled it. Daybell Ketchup because I got so many questions floating around in my head.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk to you about it. You weren't here. It was a little hard because you weren't watching all the things that I was watching.
No, and you know, I'm going to do better at that. It's been a lot of, I mean, I don't know. It's
don't make no apology. You're doing what you can do.
I've been on vacation 2 out of 3 weeks, which never happens for me. I mean, it never does. I had a nice time. Then she was gone while I was gone.
This is right.
And so, you know, we haven't been able to get together. I've listened to some of KJ, Krisha K. Hey, Kathy. Vacations are necessary.
They are necessary.
That is right.
And she has deserved it. She's been working 2 jobs since April. We were working very hard because of the COVID. Before that, she really deserved it.
And she deserved being in Cancun, too.
It was very nice.
That's right.
Nice.
I mean, and now she says we have to do that. So maybe we can go there together and do a video.
We got to do some
that
trips.
Sounds good.
We got to do some trips. I've made up my mind. This channel right here has got to go on the road.
Like we might drive there and do our videos and then maybe show some things once we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
That's what I'm thinking.
It could be a day trip. It could be
an overnight trip.
Overnight trip. I'm all in. I'm all in.
Yes.
I like to travel.
I love to travel.
But
I love being home too.
I do too.
I love
it's
it all.
Nice when you get home. I love the vacation, but it is nice. It's nice to be home.
So I want to start the live
and
out.
it's nice to be back with Candace.
I know. It's so nice to be with you. Yes. So I want to start the live out by telling her the other night I was watching Krisha K, Difficult Research, and she was talking about us going through the videos from ID Discovery, which if you have not seen them, you have to. I don't know how I missed it. I don't know what planet I was on. I don't know. I was somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't
but
know
I
about
missed
them either.
it. And it touched my soul. It really did. And we went over it. And Christian K said, our friend Jenny.
Oh.
And I said, we're going to have to start calling you our friend Jenny.
Oh,
Candace and our
sweet.
friend Jenny. Because she's not just my friend. She's a lot of people's friends.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was so sweet.
That touches my heart.
Oh my gosh. It touched my heart so much. I tell you, this, I mean, I know why this case has just taken over my mind, my heart, my soul. It really has. It touches all of those parts of me, different aspects, different things going on. I met a lawyer down in the Cancun. So I was grilling the lawyer, which they're a financial lawyer, but still they went to law school. I was grilling them, and I
can't
said,
wait to hear this.
I know, because I didn't tell you this. I was grilling the lawyer because I said, there's so many aspects to a trial, a big trial, especially when you really want to seal the deal.
Right.
You want to get, and I know they do every time, but I mean, like, you want to get the conviction. You need to get the conviction for the victims' families. Now, this person is a financial lawyer, but still makes law is law.
Right.
And the lawyer was telling me, which I said this a couple of weeks ago. The lawyer said they got 3 mock juries together of people in this area, and that they were giving them what they felt like were the big things of the case to see how the people, to get real responses back.
Oh.
Didn't I say that?
Yes.
I said, if I was trying a case this big, I'm not a lawyer, but if I was, I would be putting it on some mock jury.
So there you go.
To see. And this person told me that they do that, and that you would be surprised that sometimes what the lawyer thinks the jury is going to focus on, the jury does not focus on. They focus on this, or the jury foreperson is such a presence in the jury room that they go with whatever the jury foreperson says, and they sort of, go with that. I've said it a million times. Picking the jury is where it's going to be won and lost.
Absolutely.
I said it.
You have said it. You've said it numerous times, and I believe you're right. Because, I mean, we can't predict what people will think, and I think that's why some of these high-profile cases, we are shocked when the verdict comes back, and we didn't expect it to go that way. And it is. It has everything to do with the jury. Well, not everything. It's what the prosecution and defense presents to the jury. Mm-hmm. And you never know how they're going to take that.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like in the Johnny Depp trial. I've watched some other trials. Mm-hmm. I've watched a lot of other trials. And sometimes, you've got these very big key points of evidence, forensics. Mm-hmm. And then, the defense gets up there, they say some things. I talked to the lawyer. I told him, I said, I watched that whole OJ trial. Right. I think I was newly married when that happened. Watched that whole thing at night. I think it was 1993. I've been married 29 years.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I think it's about right.
I think yes, because I actually wasn't working at the time because my little boy was born in 93. But I don't remember when that trial was exactly. But I was home and I did watch that whole trial too.
So I watched the whole thing. But I knew early on, when that detective, which I know what he looks like, I don't know his name. I could tell you if I researched it, but I don't have it right here with me. When he said, we drew OJ's blood, but I put it in my pocket and I went to the crime scene instead of filing it, I said,
they lost.
I said, that is reasonable doubt. What? Why would you do that?
Lose on that.
I was like, they're going to lose on that. And that was before, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit, the toboggan on the whole 9 yards.
See, you were already looking at these details back then. I
picked up on
that. I didn't notice that detail back then.
I was like, that's reasonable doubt. And so we don't want none of that in our fight for justice on this.
No.
But I do think we have a problem. We talked about our problem.
Yeah.
We talked about our problem.
I can tell you what she said the problem was. Can anybody guess what she said the problem was?
What do you think the problem is, or the weakness is in the case? Kathy says me too, at Julie Wilburn, I lived in Southern California at the time.
So okay. So she's talking to somebody in there, I think. But yes, it's a witness, right?
It's a witness
that
well, it's probably several witnesses. It's just that
one in particular she thinks is a weakness.
Well, they're just full of crap. I'm sorry. They are. I listened to KJ's live the other night. First of all, she did an outstanding job. She took all those interviews, the preliminary hearing, she layered them on top of each other like we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
She's yelling out the inconsistencies in the story.
Which is a lot.
It's a lot. And now when you hear her go back and she has these interviews with
Kathy
police.
says in this case MG
Yes.
are going to be big problems, and that's exactly who
Candace
said.
Yeah.
Yes, Candace said Melanie Gibb is going to be a big weakness in this.
So after KJ did that, I'll go back and I'm like listening to these Melanie Gibb interviews because I'm looking for a specific nugget of information.
Mm-hmm.
This is the nugget of information that I want to know. This is why we want to have a Daybell catch up. This is why we didn't have a juror in the back seat. We did ask somebody from work, but we need y'all's help. I have a question. I asked KJ the question. She said she hoped we covered it on the channel. I want to know why Lori would invite Melanie Gibb and David Warwick to her home. Melanie Gibb for like 4 or 5 days, and they know they're planning that they're going to kill JJ the 22nd, 23rd, somewhere in the night to the morning. We know he somewhere in that 24 hours before before Alex is out there on Chad's property. The 24 hours before that, we know that he is murdered.
Yeah, so why would she have
Why
them
would
there?
you invite people to your home?
Right, Mary LaSour says same.
I've listened to
understand.
these interviews. I'm looking, and I don't know why the detectives are not honing in on why you were there. Alibi for Lori.
Oh yes, that's a good
Because they needed someone to pin it on. Now, see, that's what I kind of thought.
Yes.
But then I asked KJ, I said, where was Melanie Gibb when Charles was killed? In an interview today with the police, I heard her say that she was at Lori's house, spent the night. She said 7-9 early in the interview. Then she says in the interview that she got up and Lori said, you gotta go, you gotta get out of here right now, Chad's coming over. And then the cops caught that.
Oh wow. Oh, I thought I'd listened to that and didn't know. Let's see what everybody's saying here. All right. So Kathy said alibi for Lori Hoare. Although I believe they ended up being involved. I believe you're right, Kathy. Joel says entire wards are involved in Arizona, Idaho, Utah. Pamela, you said that one about Pamela Demir because they needed someone to pin it on. Mm-hmm. And then
Kathy says Melanie Gibb was at the house before Charles came and was told to leave before he got there.
That's right.
That's what I said.
Edie Ruth says to have lots of people around her. Sally Birch says overconfidence. Julie Wilburn, I think they were just trying to have an alibi. Tina Reddington to cover her butt. That's right, her ass. We'll just say that. And then Edie Ruth, Melanie Gibb was close by, Barbara Schwartz, Zulema, both the Melanies, David Warwick, they all know so much, and I would be so delighted if they are charged. Same here.
Me too. They should be.
Yes.
Now, I want to tell you what else Melanie Gibb says in this interview. This is not an interview. This is not the interview that they released. I don't know when they released it, but she's talking and she says, I didn't tell everything at first because I didn't know how much I should reveal.
I mean, that says a lot.
She said that to the police.
I mean, it says everything, actually.
I mean...
That's crazy.
And she always says David can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
David can't remember.
I don't believe that.
No.
Not for a second.
No.
And let's see. Missy Bancroft said, I've always wondered, is David and Melanie, if they were involved in more involved in JJ's murder? Maybe. I mean, you never know. I mean, unfortunately, we probably will not ever know the whole truth.
Well, this is why I say this. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because I've said this before on this channel. If you've missed it, I'm sorry. I love the Count of Monte Cristo movie. Mm-hmm. With, what's his name? Jim Caviezel
mm-hmm.
in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when his name is Edmond in the movie, he has been wrongly convicted. He is wrongly in this prison. He comes up with the priest. For years, they're trying to the priest is trying to get Edmond to figure out, why do you think that you were sent here if you're so innocent? This is in the movie.
Okay.
And the priest keeps going after, and Edmond gets frustrated because you keep asking me the same question. He doesn't say that, but that's what he's thinking. You can tell. But then he remembers a small detail. And when he remembers that detail of the prosecutor burning the letter, and he says, why would a prosecutor burn the letter? And then Edmund says, because the prosecutor is protecting himself. And so he says, good job, Edmond. Good job. And I think we keep coming back to Melanie Gibb because I believe there is going to be a nugget in something she says, something she gives us. She doesn't know she's giving it to us. And it's going to be, I don't know, were they having this casting while they're doing the killing?
Oh, I haven't thought about that. Like, all this is going on at the same time, and you think she knew?
Well, like, I'm thinking they're thinking
time?
that these people are invaded. The human being's soul is gone because it is invaded by evil spirit, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying.
And they said that these evil spirits are strong.
Well, and I think that...
What did somebody say? What did Kathy say?
Kathy said, the way the charges are put is Lori Hoare, Chad, Alex, and persons unknown at the time of the filing. So do we think that there'll be more coming down the line?
I pray to heaven so. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when you listen to all this mess that she spells out about, that she participated with Lori Hoare for Charles, and then she said today on this interview, she said that Alex went and got the car, got his truck from the airport, and then her and Lori hid it, and then her and Lori had the clothes, took them to Goodwill, and she said, Lori, don't you think this is a little bit extreme? And Lori's like, no, Jesus Christ told me to do this. And she goes along with it, and then Charles gets Lori's phone, and then he contacts Melanie Gibb, and he's pleading with her, right? He's pleading with her. And she's like, yeah, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing to Charles about anything. I'm not getting involved in it. You already involved in it.
That's exactly right.
You're already involved in it. And then after he's murdered, Then she's like, oh, he was so sweet. He was so kind. He was this. And you're like, really? Because you participated in all of this stuff. They had 3 names for him. Did you know this?
Well, I knew the Ned Schneider name.
Garrett or Grant or something like that. And then Hiplos, but they called it something else like Iblos. And it was supposed to be like all of these evil spirits bonded together in him.
I mean,
And I want to know how killing my physical body doesn't kill my soul. So how does killing Charles's body, Tylee's body, JJ's body kill their spirit that is within them?
It doesn't. And if they believe this stuff, then they have to know that too. Yeah, all of a sudden the sun is like right in our face.
We had a bad storm. Now the sun is poking out.
Like, I mean, we're like glowing here because of it. But anyway,
these people open themselves to evil.
That's exactly what it is.
So I'm gonna tell you, I haven't told her all this. I've been obsessed with this since KJ's live last week, listening to it every minute I could. There was this other lady named, I don't know what it is. Christina or something like that. Not Christina. She was in it, but she got kicked out. And she says, look, KJ says, love you girls, missing you every day. We miss you every day.
Yes, we do.
I don't know what this girl's name is. I mean, I probably could find it. Let me think. Hold on. I went on and got some transcripts off of the YouTube. Hold on a second.
She said Serena. Somebody said
Serena. Yes. So this Serena is talking.
It was Kathy that said Serena.
See, Kathy knows. And no, both of these is Melanie Gibb. But this Serena is talking. And, you know, she come from Connecticut to join this hot mess. From Connecticut.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. But she joined this hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
She said we felt like we was being a part of something special. And then she gets kicked out because she's asking some questions.
And, like, what are you talking about that she joined? The people...
The cult.
Oh, so like the Chad and Lauren, the castings and all that.
Casting out. She needs to move to Arizona or Rexburg.
So she was in their group, like she
was
knew
in their
Chad
group.
and Lori.
She knew Chad and Lori. She got kicked out because she said she got kicked out for asking too many questions, and some of the other ones say she got kicked out because she was talking to Chad too much.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if she was talking to Chad too much, Lori wouldn't have liked that. But, I mean, so what does she say? So she left or she got kicked out? She still believed this stuff when she got kicked out?
She does believe this stuff. Yes.
And where is she telling this stuff at?
She's in a police office getting questioned.
You think she will be? Oh, look,
she loves Third Eye Blind.
I do. KJ said, y'all, I'm actually sitting in the audience of the Third Eye Blind concert. It's not starting yet. I love all of you. Wish you were here. I wish I was there too. I love Third Eye Blind. You have fun.
I told her to watch your video that you were getting ready. I seen it, just a glimpse of it because I was at work. I said, KJ's getting ready for this concert.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. Them. You have fun, KJ.
I know. Live it up. Rock hard.
That's right.
Do it, Jenny. Rock hard. That's right. All the way. Show them how the 70s babies do it. That's what I want to say.
That's exactly right.
I mean, 70s babies is out here showing them how to do it on TikTok. They're showing them how to do it.
That's right.
We lived it. We grew up in the best of times.
Oh, we did.
We did.
We most definitely did.
We did. But back to Serena. Because I have not forgot about her. I did forget her name, but I have not forgot about her. She's sitting here and she's saying, like, well, we thought we were going to be a part of something big. And I'm like, you people sound like idiots.
Yes.
You sound like really idiots. I'm sorry to say that.
I mean, they're crazy.
Oh, 50 babies were the best. Now, look,
okay,
I love the 50s.
Right.
But see, we grew up in the 70s, so we had that influence from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and then we were teenagers in the 80s.
Yes. So we do. We have influences from all the great,
We have
the
it all.
great decades.
And I want to tell you this. I went and seen the Elvis movie.
I've seen it once.
3 times. Now, when the Colonel is talking to Elvis in the movie, and he says to him, I thought about all of y'all when this happened. The Colonel says, you know, he gives the 68 special, and they're having an argument, and he tells him, I know how, I'm Elvis Presley, and I know when I've, like, satisfied an audience. And he says to him, they were applauding because there was a sign that said applause. That was not a real audience. I said, narcissist. That is a narcissist. He is pulling his tricks on him.
That's right.
I seen that.
And that
did you
is,
see it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I called it right off.
That is what he was doing, for sure.
He made him feel like he was nothing.
Yes, he took control of him. Just like, I mean, that's what Melanie wants to make it look like in this situation. But I mean, and that's what I thought at first, that Lori associated herself with weak-minded people so she can control them, which I think to a certain extent is true. But I think that the things that she saw before we even got to, you know, unfortunately, Tylee and JJ.
Before it broke national.
Yes. She knew a lot more, in my opinion, that she really, to me, it's an accessory, because if she would have come forward, in my opinion, she would have, you know, so many people would not have died.
None of them may have died.
Right.
She literally could have helped Charles.
Because he's calling her for help. And I mean, I feel like
he's calling her for help. She's at the police station when they're telling her that she's going to have a mental evaluation. Lori needs a mental evaluation. She should have been on the side writing a note saying, yes, she does.
That's
need
right.
one.
And I'm going to tell you something that you said, that she said, you can't 100% believe
something. Hold on.
Edie
Ruth has been over to 200 Neil Diamond concerts. I do not qualify as an Elvis.
Oh my goodness. Over 200 Neil Diamond concerts.
Well, first of all, I love Neil Diamond, and we love Sweet Caroline, for sure.
Absolutely.
I love a lot of his songs. I was at karaoke in Cancun, and these Hispanic people sang Sweet Caroline. They didn't sing any Elvis songs, so there you go. I mean, he's very talented.
Yes.
Very talented. I love him.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But like you said about Melanie Gibb, that she said you can't 100% believe something that's not true, right?
That's what she said.
If you are truly in a cult, I mean, this is my opinion again, but if somebody is in your mind that much, you would 100% believe them.
Oh, yeah.
You would 100% believe them. So the fact that you weren't 100% believing him more gives me the opinion that you knew a lot more that was going on that wasn't.
She knew it all. I want everybody to know. Her and Zulema knew it all. And I want to say something. I went back and watched Zulema's interview. I took a picture of it, but I have my phone recording the podcast as we're doing this. Zulema says to the police, I said it on here, and someone said in the comments that no one knew that Tammy was being exhumed. I only have my common sense that tells me somebody knew it. For Alex to do what he done to himself is what we believe, for those events to transpire that way.
For him to do that the day after her body was exhumed, he had to have known it happened.
But Zulema says to the investigators that Chad and Lori called him and told him that Tammy's body was being exhumed and that he needed a blessing. And that he was either a man of God or he was not. He was not.
He was not a man of God.
He was not a man of God. He was not a man of God. I mean, I wish you would have called me. I could have told him, you are not one, sir.
No.
I mean, you're not.
Absolutely, he's not.
And she said to him, did you have anything to do with this? Do you remember all this? Then when he dies, I mean, y'all, This
Alex's
is common
message
sense.
blessing was a goodbye message. That's
It
right,
was,
Kathy.
we need you to drink this stuff, take this pill, whatever it was, which we're going to find out what it was. There ain't no doubt in my mind that the police know what it was. Mm-hmm. The forensic investigators know what it is.
That's right.
Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, when all this stuff starts coming out in the trial, it's going to be something.
I mean, we're going to have to be doing lives.
Every day.
Not just every day, every commercial break.
Every commercial, that's right. I wish we would be
every
able to do
commercial
that,
break.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do it. We're going to do it, but I don't know how we're going to do it.
We are.
Because I'm telling you, when it starts dropping, our mouths are going to be dropping. Mm-hmm. Of course, we already know the framework for it. Is what I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think there's going to be a lot of details that are going to come out.
Mm-hmm. Meet you in the next probation. And they said that this was his first time on earth. I heard Melanie Gibbs say this. They said it was Alex's first time on earth, and his sole mission was to protect Lori at all cost.
That makes me want to throw up.
At all cost.
I mean, she doesn't need protecting. Everybody around her needs protecting. Not her. She's crazy.
I think it's going to be a lot of surprises. I think it's going to be a lot of surprises too.
That's right, Edie Ruth. I think so. I mean, because I think there's so many things that they can't tell us about until the trial. You know, a lot of times stuff that will damage their case. But I just hope and pray that they have this, like we've said before. It needs to be a story that's told to the jury in a way that we can get the death penalty for these two. And hopefully other people will be charged.
Okay, well, since you said that, we're on Daybell catch-up.
Okay.
Catch-up. So Archibald filed a motion that he feels like the grand jury got it wrong, putting the conspiracy to commit murder and the fraudulent charges together in the same charge. And he would like the grand jury to go back and look at it and separate these out. But when he's saying this, the backdrop of this is to get the death penalty dropped off of Lori. I'm just telling you what Daybell catch-up is.
I mean, this can't happen, right? Are they going to deny this?
Well, we don't know. They filed a motion, and we don't know.
Do you think they're filing all these crazy motions to try to get some sort of mistrial at the end of this? Is that why they're trying to do this?
I mean, I'm going to tell you what I think, but, you know, this is just my opinion.
Okay.
Opinion. I think they're trying to delay it.
Even past January.
Yeah, I think that she's up there, he's up there, they're saying, oh, she wants a speedy trial, she is not guilty of any of this, blah, 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 she was in a cult, she was brainwashed, whatever they want to say, she is not responsible. And I think the whole time, they don't want a speedy trial, they would like to put it off as long as they could, because once you're convicted, you are convicted, you go into a new, you're a convicted felon, you go into a new set of rights under the Constitution, is what I think. That's what I think. I could be wrong, I could be 100% wrong. It's just what I think.
So what do you think they would have done if, when she said, I want this speedy trial, if the judge had said, okay, we're going to do their trials separately and we're going to let her go ahead and go? What do you think would have happened then? Do you think she would have tried to throw Chad under the bus?
Yes.
Of course, that's what I think too.
Yes. She's a narcissist. She's all about herself. Yes. Yes. That's what I think. So, there was more on the Daybell catch-up.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
I missed
We've
a
been
lot.
together.
I tried to listen, but I was with 3 other ladies, and you know how that goes. We were talking.
Yes. Were you talking about this?
Some.
Because I met a lawyer in
I will tell
Cancun,
you
and
what.
I was talking about this.
You know what? I was talking about this a little bit because I said,
Throwing each other under the bus.
That's right. I think you're right. Candace, I said she was on the sandy beaches of Cancun clear blue waters.
Mm-hmm.
But she might would have wanted to be with me one day when I was at the beach, because they had a little issue. There was a shooting near the place that I stayed at. And the person that did the shooting and then was shot at by the police was found at the campground where I was at.
Dead?
No, he was alive, but he was he had been shooting at the police and they shot at him trying to, Anyway, this is all, it's terrible, but this is crazy to me. He was hiding under a camper. They got the person that was in the camper. I think they were shooting tear gas in. We were standing there seeing all this.
Were you video recording any of it?
Well, my friend, they videoed a little bit, but I don't have it with me. But they got the guy out of the camper, so we thought everything was, over with. It was like 10:30. We went to the beach. Well, come to find out, the person they were looking for was under the camper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was a SWAT truck. There were police all around the camper. I don't know how he was able to stay hidden under the camper with all those people there and not be found.
Because criminals are criminals. They think like a criminal.
But he did get caught. Thank goodness.
But you were safe.
I was safe. Thank goodness.
You were safe. Your friends were safe.
That we were all safe. It was just very, this was a very nice, quiet place.
See, Kathy, I'm agreeing with you on that right there. This is what I said the other day. So she doesn't know.
Okay. All right, let me hear this.
So they want to do this DNA testing or testing on this evidence that is small bits of evidence, like a dark spot on a pickaxe, a dark spot on a shovel. Now this part's going to be hard. Under JJ's fingernails. Some of the fingerprints on the tape. But we got to have it. We got to have it. Some hair, maybe. I don't know. But the evidence is so small that what happens is when they do the testing, it will consume it all. Okay? So what the court likes to do, I'll just say it that way, is they do the testing, and then the other side will say, oh, well, we didn't have a chance to have our expert there. Our expert disagrees with what this expert says, and since we didn't have a chance to test it ourselves, it needs to be not admissible in the trial. Did you hear what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
And it's like things like a blood test, like, how many labs do we need to do an ABO? I'm asking you.
How many?
How many labs do we need to do an ABO?
Well, if it's your first blood test, you have to have 2 different draws.
Not 2 different labs.
Oh no, one lab. 2 draws. Yes.
One lab. Because if one lab says it's A positive.
Oh yeah.
We can verify it again, but it's A positive. It's A positive.
Oh yes, one lab we do have to have 2 blood draws to verify.
Well, we have to have 2, but that's different.
It's one lab.
The same lab is doing it, just 2 different draws. So, this is what's going on. We haven't heard anything. What did it say?
If I read the law correctly, the state owns the evidence to be tested.
Thank you.
That's Tina Reddington.
You know why? Because the state collected it. You know why? Because the defendants were not out there telling them where this evidence was. So to me, that negates their right to that evidence.
Absolutely.
If the police have to come to your house and find a child buried in your yard, you didn't tell them where that child was. You have no sorry.
That's right.
Game's up for you.
That's exactly right. And
I'm gonna have to turn the air back on, Jenny. It's hot in here.
Okay. So they've already done this testing, or they're
No. They want to do the testing. The state wants to do the testing, but it will consume the evidence.
Then why can't one of the experts from the defense be present when this is being done?
This is what they're saying.
I mean, I
This is
agree
what
with
they're
you.
saying.
We shouldn't have to go through all this, but
It's a game. It's a chess
game.
game. It's a chess game. This is what I figured out. It's a chess game.
But we do need to do whatever we can do to make sure they don't come back and say this is a mistrial. They won't
Right.
do the testing until closer to the trial, Kathy said.
Yes. Well, this is the thing. No, we don't want to cause a mistrial. No, we don't want to do anything wrong. We want to do everything right. Everything right.
And a lot of times in these trials, the stuff that they have to do, I do not understand why.
But here's what happens. If the state turns left, they're going to turn right. If the prosecution turns right, they're going to turn left. It doesn't matter which way they go. They can't agree on nothing. They can't get together about nothing. You know, it's all about their clients' rights, which, you know, I'm all for the rights of individuals who have been inappropriately charged. I'm all for it. The rights are there to protect people like this. But when you have manipulated money, the children's bodies have been found in your backyard. Blood's look, that's what I was telling her. This evidence is small that we're talking about. Small in size, meaning when they test it, it will consume it up. I guarantee you, we've talked to people in the OR. This is where we work. I guarantee you, wherever they did what they did to Tylee, if they know where that was, Chadsmore, in case they don't know. Wherever that was, I am giving you 100%. There is blood spatter up to the rafters, in between beams, on nails, stuff they can't see, couldn't get off. That's how we catch these people. Totally the barn. Totally the barn.
That's exactly right. Hold it. That's right. I mean, I'm sure they've tested that, right? I mean, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. This stuff is specific. It's spelled out. I don't have it in front of me, but it's spelled out specifically. A pickaxe, a shovel, JJ's fingernails, tape. It's the small stuff. Not to mention the text messages, the flights, the bank transactions, the insurance policies going up, and all this other stuff. I mean, and Melanie Gibbs text, you know, and I love when look, y'all, I hate to go back to her. I swear.
It's hard, though. It's hard not to.
I hate to go back to her. Well, you know,
her.
it's because she has given us this wealth of information that we can sit here and dive into it. She likes to answer a question like this. Well, that feels right. Yeah, that feels about right. What's up with all this feeling mess? It either is right or it's not right.
That's exactly right. And when you're talking about this stuff, the stuff we're talking about, there is no way that she did not know this stuff. There is no way that she did not know this stuff.
Ain't no way.
And if you're talking about this stuff, you would remember these details.
I want to know where she was.
You wouldn't be
when Tylee
saying,
died.
that feels right.
I want to know where she was when Tylee was murdered. I'm not
She
even kidding.
knew. Who said that?
Mary
Lasore.
Lasore.
She knew. Hey, San Willow.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
somebody said don't touch it. I don't know what that's about.
Okay. Edie Ruth says, Candace, if they killed Tylee by drug or poison, won't the blood have settled before any cutting would have been done?
Well, what I mean is they would find blood spatter and could test it and know that it was Tylee's blood. They might not know what actually killed her, like if it's a drug or whatever, but they would know, like, this blood spatter up here, this is from Tylee 100% is what I mean.
Yeah, and I mean...
Or on a shovel, or on a pickaxe.
I think
or,
to the, I mean, unfortunately, the trauma that was done to her, I think.
Watch Melanie give or David Woolwick's fingerprints be on that duct tape. I want to know why he had such a bad dream. I mean, can somebody help me with this?
He had a bad dream, and he kept saying he wanted to see JJ that morning. He kept asking to see JJ that morning.
Did you hear that in the preliminary hearing?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I want to see him before I leave. And before that, he said, and she said, Melanie Gibb, that JJ really didn't interact with them.
Yeah, that he tried to talk to him, and he wouldn't even. The dream was a ruse to make himself look innocent, in my opinion. I'm sure you're right. Because he said he was trying to talk to him, but he wouldn't interact with him, he wouldn't answer him, those kind of things. And then, but he said, then he was saying that they asked him how Alex was with him, and he said that he seemed to love Alex. I mean, which makes my heart break even more. That somebody that they trusted. I mean, that their own mother did this.
Somebody that
it's
JJ
terrible.
loved
Yes.
is responsible for his murder.
Yes.
Is enough to make you vomit.
Absolutely it is. That Lori and Alex would do that to those sweet babies that trusted them, and
JJ was
nothing.
distraught.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure he was distraught.
Hey, Crush K, difficult research.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I can't imagine. It's just heartbreaking. I cannot even begin to imagine.
Hey, my love.
Oh,
That's our friend Jenny.
sweet.
So I'm gonna have to listen to some more of these interviews, because I feel like when you listen to them and you really listen to it. Now I'm gonna tell you, the police are not asking the questions I would want to ask.
Look, difficult research. Tally didn't like them. JJ didn't.
You know why?
I don't
Because
like them. That's
kids
heart
can
knows.
sense.
That's right.
Kids can sense you're not a good person, or I don't want to have nothing to do with you.
That's right.
You never make a kid hug people or embrace people that they're having this standoffish with. Kids, they're like pets. They know. Don't you 100%
Oh
believe
yeah,
that?
they can see. They can see the true person. Yes.
So anyway,
just
I don't know. I keep listening. I'm listening to all of them. I did listen to Zilima. I did catch that she said that Chad and Lori called him and told him they were exhuming Tammy's body. And there was all this discussion. And I mean, I don't know what the police need. I mean, all this discussion about I have money for you, hidden in a bag. Did you have anything to do with Tammy's death? Why would you ask that?
Yeah.
Now, the police officer does say that's not normal to ask. Plus, when he died at the hospital, I mean, you worked in the ER. Did a lot of people, when they found out their spouse died, come out and say, am I being charged with her murder?
No, they did not. No, they did not.
She is telling them whatever happened.
She is.
I'm not saying she did it, but I'm saying he did it to himself. Something happened.
They
Something
know
happened.
things. That's what it is. They know things. A lot more, I think, than they're saying. Including her.
Well, when they're on there, and I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all believe that you can move the earth, the sky, the moon, the stars, I hardly have power to move my arms and my legs. I mean, I don't know how in the world these people thought that their human mortal self was moving the earth, the sky, the moon, the tides, spirits. I can't get my husband to put the dishes in the dishwasher.
That's right.
You know what I'm telling you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I know that.
and I'm pretty strong-willed. I can argue about it. I can give him all the facts about it. I'm not out here living from Orc land. I mean, I ain't never in my life. The more I hear of it, the more I'm shaking
when
my
he's
head.
talking about Harry Potter and spells and all this stuff, I mean, that should tell these people that are listening to him, why are we listening to this? Why are we wasting our time being, this man needs help? I mean, that's what they should have been thinking.
They did not have a logical thought in their brain. I'm going to tell you who had logical thought in her brain. Now, I'm not saying it was appropriate thought. Lori knew what she was doing. She knew how to manipulate bank accounts, cancel kid from school, move, get an apartment, get some insurance, blah, blah, blah.
I think she had years of practice at manipulating.
Yes, and I think she told Chad, get your wife, get your insurance up. I think she told him what to do about that, if you want me to be honest. Yeah. About that specifically.
Well, and that, yeah, I mean, I feel like it was like these two evil people just collided, and it caused a spiral of horrible things.
Well, even that Serena, or whatever her name is, she's on there. She's doing a casting.
Still?
No. I'm talking about, she's telling about the casting that she did for Charles. And, you know, she just was shocked when he was murdered and so violently what happened. And I'm just thinking, they're telling y'all this mess. Y'all buying it hook, line, and sinker. Don't question nothing.
No.
I mean, these people think they're going to walk on water. I'm not kidding you. I don't think they want to believe it. They want to be able to do these things.
Well, that's why I say I feel like they surrounded themselves with these weak-minded people that would do what they believed. But Christian K says probably still casting. That
they're probably
irks
trying
me the
to
most.
portal.
These people are not being held accountable from church to law enforcement. I believe
I do not know why. I cannot give you a...
They should be held accountable.
I mean, it is like clear as day. I'm not even a law enforcement person. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. Even though I want to pretend I'm one on YouTube. I am not one.
No, but
I can see clearly Melanie Gibb, Melanie P, Ian, Zulema, Sheena, whatever her name is. These police officers that were encountering Charles on these body cams. I don't know how these people sleep at night. I really don't. I really, really don't.
No, I mean the guilt. If they're good in their heart, the guilt should be tearing them apart. That why didn't I do something about this? Because lives could have been saved. So many lives could have been saved. So
we had all those men thinking.
Yeah,
with the wrong head.
That's right. I mean, that's exactly right.
It's 100% correct. But I will tell you, there was a woman interviewing Charles at the hotel when he is so distraught, and Melanie Gibb does nothing to help him.
No,
Nothing.
No, absolutely not.
Actually participates.
That's right.
Actually participates. And now I'm believing she might have been there the morning that he was murdered because of this little slip-up she said. And she's like, Lori says, you got to get out of here. Charles is on his way. And then she tries to cover it and say, Charles is coming down tomorrow. Thinking, why would she say, get up at 7 o'clock and get out the door? And we know that he comes somewhere between 7:30, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I had not heard that part.
I did. Because I went back, I was like, I'm trying to figure out, I know the September 22nd, 23rd date meant something to Chad with the grandma or Tammy's grandma, I don't know, something like that. Or a vision he had, I don't know. It meant something. Or in the Mormon religion, it means something. But you invite people to come to your house when you know you're going to murder your child that weekend. There has to be a reason that they were there. And it's more than looking at some land, which I do think that's something of it.
Oh, really?
Yes, you don't know this?
What?
They were looking at land, some land, a property. Chad is there. There's some debate if Lori was there. We know JJ wasn't there. Melanie Gibb was there. David Warwick. Some other people were there. Meeting a real estate agent. They were sort of thinking, this is speculation clearly on my part. I think I've heard it. But they were thinking that they were going to get this land. It was beside Chad's property. and build something over where the children's bodies were. Now tell me if that don't make sense. Tell me.
Oh my gosh.
But cadaver dogs can smell through concrete. I mean, I don't know if they knew that or not, but they can. Right?
Yes, but
Not to mention, Alex had the GPS on the phone, and they knew exactly where to go.
They knew exactly where to look. That's right. It's awful. It's just all heartbreaking, and it's like you said, these people that knew about it, I don't know how they sleep at night.
They knew, that's right too. They knew that she was drugging Charles or putting drugs in his protein drink, and they did nothing about it.
That's right, Tina Reddington.
And there's all this stuff like, he's supposed to die in a car accident. Tammy too, supposed to die in a car accident. I mean, I want to know, did they play with their brakes? Did they do anything like this like you see in the movies or the
So
TV?
do you think they were telling these people this because they knew the plan was to kill them, so they kept telling them these things? I bet you that's what they were doing. They were like, let's just say that this was
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
That they were telling them that they were going to die in these car accidents, so that when something did happen to them, they knew they were going to kill them. They just didn't, maybe didn't know how they were going to do it right at that time. So they were
plotting it.
Yes, so they were telling them this so that it looked like they had nothing to do with it.
And then they get on to the zombies. Then they get on to the zombies.
Yes. It's evil.
That's all it is, right there.
To the core, evil. I hope they're sitting there miserable. They can't be miserable enough. They won't be miserable enough.
They don't feel like we feel. Right?
Well, especially Lori, who in some warped way probably still thinks she's going to get by with this.
Thank you.
She's crazy and manipulative and narcissistic.
And she brought along a little dummy right with her.
Yes, she did.
The whole way with her. Okay, now you know that Melanie Gibb, they sent her over to Brandon's house. And this was, listen to this, y'all, because, when you hear it, you think maybe they sent her to his old address. He moved because he was scared.
Because he was shot at.
No. He moved before that.
Before he was shot at.
Nobody knew his address but like two people. One of them being Melanie Boudreaux, because she was the mother of his children. His children lived there. He's shot at. He then moves. They send Melanie Gibb over there. And Melanie Gibb talks to the neighbor, and the neighbor says, I'm glad he moved. He was just shot at 2 weeks ago.
She is all involved in this stuff.
I'm telling you.
She is all involved.
I keep listening to it over and over because I'm like, she's going to let something out that's going to click for somebody. May not be me, maybe Christian K, maybe KJ, maybe somebody else. I don't know. She's going to let a nugget out, and we got to be there to catch it.
That's exactly right.
Chad knows.
He's done, and he's feeling it. I'm sure.
He probably knows more. He probably is feeling the effects of it a little bit more than Laura is.
Yeah, because he probably realizes, well, like you said, he's done, and he knows that. He knows there's no way out for him. They're in his backyard. They were in his backyard.
And blood spatter is in his barn.
Yes.
A lot of it.
And he lied about saying he didn't know Lori when he was married to her. And he married her 2 weeks after his wife died. I mean, I think people put themselves in denial, but I still don't. I still wonder if his children are not coming to the light and seeing. I don't know how. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know.
Chad knew they were done the day they found the kids. And I told you on that video, when Lori calls him from jail and says, are you okay? You miss it unless it's not set up in that closed captioning. And he said, no. He says that up front. No, I'm not okay.
They're searching.
They're searching the property.
The
They're searching the property.
And didn't she say something about inside or something? I can't
She
remember.
kept saying, are they in the house?
Yeah.
And he's saying, not because they talk in code, y'all. That's another reason
But
why.
code says, are they in the house? Because if they're in the house, the kids aren't there. She knows too.
No, I know she knows, but I'm just saying, they're talking in code.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
talked a lot in code, and that's why we got to try to figure out and keep listening to this stuff to figure out.
Well, and somebody said that a good while back on one of our videos when we were talking about the code on their text messages. And it might have been somebody at our work that said it instead of on the video. I can't remember, but because it's been a while. But we were talking about the codes they use for the names and all this on their text messages. But probably their whole conversation was code, like you said.
Well, they were back there making up code words.
Mm-hmm.
And they had codes for it was okay to talk. It's not okay to talk. Did you know that?
Yeah. Chris K says she works on their code every single day, 3 years. I'm sure, Chris K.
I mean, it's got me obsessed in my brain, and I know it's obsessed in our brain.
Yes, I know it is.
Because I feel like they're not that smart to hide it from all of us. That's what I feel like. If we just keep listening to it enough, we're going to figure something out. We're going to hear something, and like, you can hear something several times, but then you'll be like, I didn't even hear that.
It's like the Melanie Gibb, because I went back and listened to that Melanie Gibb interview with Nate Eaton. I went back and listened to the police interview that she had, that I'd listened to. And yes, you hear more stuff when you listen to it. I can't imagine.
Hijacking this for a second. Did you get my text today? Oh, that's the captain.
Okay.
So this has been Daybell Catch Up. Mainly for our friend Jenny.
Yes.
I mean, I know we've all got our, you get a bit of information. This is what happens to me. I'll speak for me. I get a nugget of something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not going to let this go. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to listen to it, and I'm listening to these. I'm listening to Zulema. I'm listening to Melanie Gibb say, I didn't give y'all all the information up front. There, she should have been arrested. She should have been arrested right then. I mean, there's a million things this woman has done wrong. But when you admit to the police, I didn't give you all the information I could have gave you up front, but I'm the one that you should ask, but I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Well, that kind of feels right.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
Like, let me tell you something. If somebody had been murdered, even if I didn't know what was going on at that time, and then I find out I was there and I was murdered, it would imprint on my brain. Like every smell, everything, every thought, what I was looking at on TV, what I was looking at on my phone. I mean, I would be like just spilling it out.
Absolutely. I mean,
she makes me sick.
I know.
She makes me sick.
It's terrible.
And we don't even know the half of it. That's what makes me so.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, she knows a lot more than we.
She knows 90% more than what she's let on.
Absolutely.
I'm just telling you, she ain't really gave us nothing. She's gave us some little breadcrumbs
to try to make it look like she had.
To try to make it look. I told you
that she was.
That's what KJ said. KJ said that the shame, whatever, that she wants to appear innocent. She wants to appear like, I didn't know.
I'm the one that told them. I mean, that's what she even goes that far, is to be like, I'm the one that recorded the phone conversation. I mean, that's what.
Okay, we're gonna put some light on.
In my opinion, that's the case.
That's what she thinks, but that's not. I mean, that part is true that she did record the conversation.
But she wants to make it look like she's the one that
she's the hero.
Yes,
she's not the hero.
No, she's not.
The police already knew that Chad and Lori were married when they're asking them the question.
And Chad is saying,
I don't know her. She's saying she don't know him, and that's why they say to her, "Didn't he have a wife? Didn't she just die?" They're just seeing what they can do. I tell you all the time, the police don't ask a question that they don't already know the answer to. They're just seeing how you respond. They already knew that. They already knew the children were missing because Kay has been on the case since Charles died, and Charles was on the case before Charles died.
That's true.
Murdered.
That's right.
Charles was laying the groundwork. Kay picked up the baton. She ran with it, her and Larry. I mean, on it, like a hound dog on a trail. We live in the country. That's how they were.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to let it go.
No, because that's her grandbaby. That's her grandbaby.
Chad, Alex, and Lori, Three Stooges.
That's right. That's exactly right. And, you know, part of me is like, if Alex was still alive, we would know probably more information.
I don't think he would give it up.
Well, he probably wouldn't. Unless he gave it up to Zulema and she told it. But I don't even know that he would have done that.
I don't think you can trust her.
But the sooner that they are, I mean, I am sorry, but the sooner that they are burning in hell, the better. That's how I feel.
I mean, it's true.
Because it's terrible. It's terrible what they've done. And they need to pay.
And Lori seriously got away with so much before from Ellie. What is Ellie?
She thought she couldn't get touched.
Because this has been her MO. These people have believed her all this time.
Yeah.
She thought she could get away, I hate to say it, it's cliche, with murder. She did. She thought she could outsmart. She's outsmarted them before.
That's right.
She moved jurisdictions.
Yep.
It's her MO. She knew how to do it.
That's right. And Kathy says the patriarchal blessing was to make sure Alex didn't say anything, and that's true. Allison Umpleby said, I get chills every time Melanie Gibbs says she saw Alex carry JJ in asleep.
Okay.
Don't believe her, that's true. And Allison Umpleby is the one that told us about the
ID discovery. Thank you, Allison. Now, that's the question. Do you believe, because, I mean, I want to be respectful here.
Okay.
I've seen people not breathing, and pretty quickly they are blue. Correct? Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Put your light on because they can't see. They can't see my girl Jenny over here. Okay. Quickly they're blue. It ain't no hiding it unless you got a blanket over their head or something like that. Okay. So I do not believe. I've thought it all along. I thought, would he really bring him in there on his shoulder during a podcast? That's why this whole thing don't make no darn sense to me.
I mean, she may be lying about him even walking through there.
What we're saying is we think he was already murdered, that he never brought him in there, and that they knew it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Or that they were in the process of doing it. Because, like
they may have medicated.
They may have tried to medicate him, see if that would, I mean, we don't know. This is our opinion. We have no idea.
It just makes me want to cry.
We know that we'll know because you know what? It is a gift. It is a gift that's probably going to help seal the deal. That he remained intact and in an atmosphere like Idaho that was extremely cold. His remains are going to give the story of at least what happened to him. And we can discern between him and Tammy. I think, don't you think?
That whatever happened to them happened to Tylee as well. Yeah,
that's what I think. I mean, I don't know. These people ain't that smart. They ain't that smart.
No.
They're not, they're not chemists, they're not pharmacists, they're not anesthesiologists, they're not these people.
Oh, no.
No. Drugged, maybe.
Yeah, maybe so.
With the eggs.
Yeah, the eggs.
Going to Mexico.
Yeah. Yep. Because they said the eggs were like Valium or what, that we couldn't figure out really what's how or their code.
Well, we believe their code for something like a drug, like
was eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just ready for them to be sent minutes, and somebody else said on there they need to be in prison, not jail. Yes, the sooner they're in prison, the better. The sooner they're in prison, the better.
Allison says she's reading between the lines of what we're saying. And that's another thing. Did they really record a podcast? Have we heard this podcast? I want to hear this podcast. What about
That's
you?
True. Yeah, that's a good question.
Please release it. Tell us where to go listen to it at. I want to know. I mean, there's got to be a dark web under you that has all this information, right?
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear some of their podcasts at key dates, key times. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Oh, because I'm sure there's clues on there, and I hope the police have the access to that, the prosecution, to these podcasts. Do you not think there's going to be clues on those? For sure.
Well, clues to what was actually going on or not going on. You know, it sets a time, a date, a stamp. Like we're sitting here making this today. If something were to happen, somebody could look at our phone and they could say, hey, from this time to this time, they were on this live.
That's
this
right.
is what they were doing.
Yeah. Yep. But she, like everybody said on here, she might have had all these people at her house that really knew, you know.
I believe they were doing a casting while it was going on. That's what I'm going to go with.
That had them all there.
There's a reason that they were there. Oh my gosh, it's just like driving me crazy. What was it? I want to know. I want to know.
I know. And I hope we find these answers out. And it puts them away.
Well, we're going to find out the answer because what's going to happen is,
what I want.
if you listen to Melanie Gibbs' interviews, she constantly says, well, you could probably tell me what I was doing at that time because you have the text messages. You have the phones. You have these things. Remember, she didn't know what a burner phone was?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, please.
I mean, that's ridiculous. So when she's saying this, is she saying... Okay, I'm trying to think of something, like an example of...
They're asking her, like, what are the words that y'all were using in the casting? Like, give us an example of how the casting would go. What would be something that Lori would say? What would be something that these people would say? Oh, well, I really wasn't paying attention to the words. I really don't know. Well, what would you say? Well, I'm just a witness of Jesus Christ. That's all I can really give witness to. I don't even really know what I say, but I'm just a witness of Jesus Christ.
But if people are talking about zombies, castings,
murder,
I'm gonna
death of a human,
people dying in car wrecks, I'm gonna remember every detail of that. I feel like.
Well, you're normal.
You're talking about traumatic stuff, and that she's just not listening to this. Like, well, they're just talking about people. I mean, you know, that is weird.
I'm telling you, you got to listen to it. When they ask her something like, "What time would y'all do these castings?" Okay, that's an example. What time would y'all do these castings? I don't really remember, but you can probably tell me because you have the evidence. You've looked at the phones.
She don't want to say anything.
She wants them to tell her. She wants them
Yes.
to tell her the time.
Yes.
That's what I think. She ain't gonna come clean with nothing.
No.
She gonna look like a fool. She is going to look like a fool on the stand. She already did, didn't you think?
Yes, I did.
Didn't you think?
I sure did.
Yeah, she already looked like a fool. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it in a way just because I want to see her get hers.
Oh yeah.
And Zulema get theirs.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want it to
hurt the prosecution.
Hurt the case. But I do want her to get hers. I mean, I want them to grill her like she's over there at the Burger King and she's a Whopper with cheese. Okay? That's what I want to see is put the sizzle on her. I want to see her squirm in a hot seat. With some real... No, this is what you said. No, this is what you texted. No, that's the kind of stuff. And none of these, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I'm not a detective. I know that they got to kind of play a game with them to get them to believe them, but when she ain't telling you nothing.
Yeah.
And she's going on and on and on in a circle.
And she's like laughing. I mean, Who in their right mind is going to sit and laugh during a police interview or an interview with Nate Eaton? I mean, that to me is terrible, because whether you are involved or not, it's not a laughing matter.
I want to tell you what she loves it because she thinks she's the star. She's the star. Now, I'm going to tell you what else she does in these interviews. If you don't believe me, you go back and watch them. They will ask her a question and she'll say, well, I want to go back to this right here because you got to understand this to get to this.
So she tries to mess up the details to get them off track.
And gets them completely, they don't know if they're upside down or what they are. I'm like, get control of the interview, please. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I think she did a little bit to Nate. I'm sorry. I like Nate. I do. But I just think that he don't want to call her out on something. Just straight up.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Can it stop yelling at us?
Hello. I'm sorry. We had like a emergency alert come on the phone about flooding. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's true.
What?
Missy Bancroft, that is true. How was she like, well, Lori just adopted him as a drug baby. Like, WTF, Melanie? Explain what that means, Melanie. She said that. She said, and I mean, that tells you the inside of her. I'm sorry, but it does. When she says, she makes like he was not her baby. When people who adopt children usually go out of their way to tell the child, tell everybody, I don't care if I birthed you or not, you are mine. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you adopt them out of love, that's exactly right.
You are mine.
Look, KJ said, emergency alert, I love you. We love you too. We love you too. And Angel Don Moyer said, please check out Denise Rainey YouTube. She has a lot from day one in some of the podcasts they did.
Well, we'll take a picture of that. You have to remember that because these things will go away. These comments will go away. Did you know
we need that in the comment. If you can put that in the comment, please. After this, when we
Denise Rainey. Let me write that down. Because I don't want to miss that. Because if there's anything about these podcasts, I want to hear it. I want to hear more about these stupid people.
Look, Kathy Barella says Melanie G. Where'd it go? Has a child with autism.
I know.
And that was her own child, and she left him behind to follow Chad and Lori.
That's what I know.
I mean, it's just... That says it all right there.
And she had more. I mean, what is greater than being called to be a mother?
Nothing.
In the world.
Nothing.
By the Lord.
That's right.
Nothing. The Lord Jesus Christ himself.
It's a privilege.
It is a privilege. It is a blessing. It is the greatest calling on this earth. So I don't understand this craziness that these women.
Yes.
I mean,
beautiful day.
I'm going through menopause too.
I know.
But I promise you, I ain't that crazy.
No. And we know when we have hot flashes, they're hot flashes.
Exactly.
They're not whatever they were saying they were. Okay, let's see.
Aging and rewind.
Yeah. Okay. Kathy said, it can't answer my friend Jenny. I posted Denise's link above. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, because I want to hear these podcasts.
It says, by the way, Denise Rainey was the first to get on this case on YouTube. Then she died of a pulmonary embolism under 40 years old all of a sudden.
Did she know Chad and Lori and these people?
Wow. That's something.
Did she know these people? I'm not kidding.
Well, hold on. Let's see if she comes back and says. No. Beautiful Day said no, she did not know these people.
Did she have surgery?
No, she did not. No, she called them wackadoos.
Wackadoos, okay.
Denise hated them. She despised Melanie G.
We despise her too.
Yeah.
And you know,
Krisha K says, I worried about her dying, y'all. I worried they did something to her. Ain't even lying about that.
Does she, okay, I got to ask some questions. Does she live in Utah, Arizona, Idaho, or Hawaii? We're waiting. No.
Okay. Oh, that's terrible, though. That's very sad. That is very sad. And kind of scary. I mean, it's just, all of this is just... She didn't have any connection to them.
Okay. We'll let it go. We just know a little bit about a blood clot. So we'll let it go.
Very sad. She was a wonderful creator advocate. Oh, that's so sad. That's terrible.
Missouri.
That is terrible. But that's, I mean, somebody said, Jen Marr said, I still question the neighbor guy dying too. Yeah,
that's Mr. Close.
We talked about that before too.
Well, he had lunch with Chad the week he died.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. Like, yeah. I mean, that kind of connection. You know, you would have to actually get close to somebody to do something to them. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's right.
Still, anybody that's talking about them is against them.
Yep.
That's how they think. Guess what? I shall be counted against them. I am against them. What about you, Jenny?
Oh, yes, I am.
Say it out loud. Say it for everybody. We're
against
them.
Yes.
We're against them.
That's right. And it's just... because we're for justice. That's what we're for, is justice.
We're for living a wholesome life, you know, not being sneaky, deceptive, murdering people, murdering your children, you know.
And in our opinion, these people knew a lot more than they're saying they knew. And we know...
well, it's beginning to be a little bit more than my opinion. It's based on evidence in these interviews.
Well, that's true, too.
It's their own words that is telling me that they knew more than what they know, than what they're telling.
Yes.
And what they're admitting to. Eldon Clausen is the neighbor.
And he was an insurance agent.
And the thing of it is, okay, so, you know, you can have a blood clot. It can kill you. This is straight up medical facts. We've covered this I don't know how many times. It is straight up medical facts about it. But the things about these people is they have multiple blood clots in their lungs. Usually if you have a blood clot in your leg, it comes up, it's one blood clot, it blocks, you know, one side of your lung, or it gets caught in your heart, or it goes to your brain, you have a massive stroke. So when you have multiples, it's like, why would you have multiples?
Yeah, I mean, what is the cause of all this? Something's up with that.
Now, I have seen it one time in a young girl that had a C-section. It was her fourth C-section. This is a long time ago. Just to be completely honest with you, she did have multiple tiny blood clots. She did not die. She did not die. But she had multiple, but she was not moving after surgery. She did not get up and walk. She did not do the things that she was supposed to do that we tell you, this will give you a blood clot.
Surgery is a huge risk, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And, I mean, not that people don't get blood clots when they haven't had surgery, but...
Eldon was the agent for one of the policies on Tammy.
My goodness.
My gosh. Since I'm in Idaho, you have the option to turn down an autopsy. Oh, get up there with that. Hold on.
I wonder if they turned down autopsy for Eldon.
They said yes. They didn't want one. Remember?
Yep. Yep.
She's not in Idaho right now.
Yeah.
I think that's what she's saying. She's not in Idaho right now. I had multiple after lobotomy, but I also have a clotting disorder. Exactly. These things can happen to a natural person. But for a bunch of people under 50, in connection
with
like
these people,
one person removed from Tammy, I mean from Chad and Lori Daybell, it's like, what the heck?
That's right.
So he made up the raccoon story. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we know that he did that. I mean, it's just... So what is it? Sam Willow. So far, we have no idea if Eldon's death has been investigated.
Well, it should be.
The raccoon was to cover up the gunshots. Adam Cox made it sound like it runs in the family. So did Melanie P.
Now, I will tell you, I did watch this. Adam Cox says him and his dad. You can have clotting. You can have clotting disorders. That is true. You can have clotting disorders. But he said Alex never had it. And then Alex dies of multiple pulmonary emboli.
Mm-hmm.
Pink froth.
Yes. Same thing as Tammy.
They are not at all that common. We've said this. And not to mention, are they not... Okay, so listen to this. Not only are they not that common, but you would... A lot of times if you were having a pulmonary embolism, you would know it. You would call 911. I'm having difficulty breathing. I'm having chest pain. You would intervene. These people, there's no intervention. They die. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's right. And
there's no calling of the 911.
Right. And we feel
like most people would do. That's why most people don't die from it, because they can have it. Yes, they can have it. It's just not as common, and it's more common in like people 60, 70 years old, or people with huge risk factors.
Yes. And you're exactly right. If they get to the hospital, they can get treatment. Okay. I mean, y'all talking about some good stuff on here. We're just sitting here reading your comments.
I will tell you, I mean, I don't know what they use to poison. That's what we think probably happened.
Yeah.
Or at least get Tammy, Tally, and JJ in an incapacitated state to where they could do whatever they wanted to do with them. Right?
Yes.
Don't you believe that?
I do believe that. And I mean...
Do I believe
I just hope and pray they don't remember anything that happened to them, because it makes my heart hurt. I mean,
well, it makes my heart hurt.
And I do think, from what they described with Tammy, that she died the same way. I don't know if she's talking to us, but Crush K, if you're talking to us, it's not raining here anymore, but it was just now. But you might be talking to somebody else in the chat. But yeah, so I mean, it's awful. It's just all awful.
Do we know if Charles talked to Tammy? I know Charles tried. I know he tried to email her. I think that he did anything within his power to try to let her know. He was sounding the alarm
to the police,
to everybody. Her? Yeah, he was sounding the alarm to everybody.
Her family. I mean,
so if she was receptive, if she would take a call or an email, I think she knew.
She might have gotten the email and never responded. I mean,
And then you hear these different things, like these people that work with her said she was perfectly fine. And then you hear her children say, oh, she was getting weak. Oh, she was having trouble breathing. And I'm thinking, because he was poisoning her.
That's right. Krisha K says, I think Tammy knew, always felt that because of how she replied to Chad's text. That's great.
Now, that's true. He gave this long, detailed text, and she just writes back 2 words.
That's great. Yep, that's right. Yep.
Could have been that Chad intercepted Charles's email. I mean, these, married people. I mean, I don't share any password. I mean, what am I saying? My husband knows how to go onto my phone and put in my code, and he can look at my phone. My email's on there, my text messages on there. He knows all that. We don't share what you call an email.
But they know how to get in.
But they know how to get, he can see anything I have, right? Because at this time, I don't have nothing to hide from him. So, poor Tammy, believing that she's in this eternal marriage. I mean, this is what she believes. Mm-hmm. He probably had access to everything she had, and he probably, lore whores over there probably saying Charles is probably trying to contact her, and he's intercepting the message. Could happen.
But then didn't she send that thing? What about that thing that went to Chad about wanting that Charles was saying he wanted Chad to help him with some kind of book, that we think maybe Lori sent that. Do you remember what?
Yes, that is an email that she pretended to be Charles.
Yeah. So
to get him to either to come down. I mean,
Yeah.
some people feel like it's code in there to get down there and help me kill him.
Yep.
And some people feel like it's just code to get him down there for the affair.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, it's code.
So, I mean, you know, they could have shared an email, but Cresha K said, I think it was sent to her work email because Charles said he was going to send it to her other email. Yeah. And I think that would be the smart thing to do. I bet she saw it. I bet she saw it.
How sad.
It's terrible.
How sad. I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, look, somebody just gave me this People magazine. I don't know if we're going to have to cover this. This is in the state under us. I wasn't going to bring it up tonight because it was a Daybell catch-up. But just to give you a hint that we don't care nothing about these people right here. This is what we're talking about. This is a murder. Husband, father, killer. The Murdaugh family murders. This is in South Carolina. In the year since he found his wife and son shot dead at the family hunting lodge, Alex Murdaugh, who is a lawyer, was exposed for allegedly stealing millions from legal clients. Now police have also charged him as a cold-blooded gunman. They have charged him with killing his wife and his son. In this article, it says that what they think is he lured his wife, she had separated from him, lured her over to this home, is arguing with her, murdering her while their son is out there at a dog kennel. And so he hears it and videotapes some of it on the phone.
Oh my goodness.
And he kills the son. And there's been a housekeeper who died in his arena, and he took all of the money from her, like death and whatever. And it just goes to show you that you can seem like you got it all going on, and you know, it seems like he owed all this money. He was crooked. I don't know. Greed
and power that these people look for.
It's the truth.
And it leads to evil.
And you know, I will never forget, you know, a long time ago when KJ done the 7 deadly sins. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. It'll lead you wrong every single time. You just cannot get on these paths of these people. Because what happens is you can't even see straight. Like here he wants to murder his wife. His son happens to be there. Well, he has to murder him because he could tell. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your child. Your child.
Yeah, there's something wrong with these people to the core.
They're evil.
To the core.
They live for the self. They live for Satan. I don't know.
Yep.
We may have to get into this.
Yeah, we might have to do that.
What does it say? Stay out of their orbit. I know. I mean...
Craziness.
Well, girl, it's 9:04. It's 9:04. You got to work in the morning.
I do.
I do not, and I will be listening to some more of these videos. I'm going to try to find out about this Denise Rainey, about her YouTube or whatever that you have put in here, and I'm going to listen to some of this.
And you're going to have to text me some that I can listen to at lunch.
I mean, I listen to it. Let me tell you how I listen to it. I print off the transcript. I listen to it with closed caption on. I listen to it with headphones on so that I can hear every breath they're taking.
Well,
I mean,
that's how you get the details.
I swear, if I could go back and relive my life, I would be a detective or I would be a lawyer, a judge, for sure. I'm like just obsessed about it.
And the details, you focus on the details, and that's good.
I mean, I have seen some of Nora James. She's the one with the aluminum hats. I like her. I mean, it's just hard for me to, I'm dedicated to a couple of people on here, but when I'm watching all these police interviews, I mean, repeatedly, because I'm like, oh, there's got to be something there I missed. That's how I feel about it.
Well, and you never know. One time when you listen, you may hear that whatever you missed. Let's hope they've heard whatever it is that we think we've missed.
I
to
think
get these
they do,
people.
but I mean, I wish that they would. I wish they would ask some of us for our help, because I think that we have some of us. I mean, I ain't gonna say me, KJ, Krisha K. I mean, these people are. You know, unfortunately, I have to put it aside. I would want to do it a lot. I would want to spend my 40, 50 hours a week doing this.
Yeah.
Not necessarily making videos, but listening.
Yes.
Looking for the fine tooth comb. Okay, that's what I want to do, is find it. I want to find it. I want to find why Melanie Gibb and David Warwick were darn asked to come up there on that weekend, because I'm telling you, there's something to it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But I got to work.
Yeah.
And so I have to put it aside, and I can't listen to it. I can't think about it unless it's breaking news.
Yeah.
That's how you feel too, right?
Oh, yes, it is how I feel. I wish I could. I wish I'd have won that lottery last night, and then we could. Focus on it all, give money to help for these causes. I mean, you know, to get justice for these people. And I mean,
if we won the lottery, we will make sure everybody who wanted to come up, it's $1 billion. Everybody who wanted to come up to Idaho and stand out in front, and we would be making live reports every chance we got.
That's right.
I mean, hey, you know what? All of us on here should go in and buy a ticket.
To help this cause. That's
yes,
right.
Yes. Justice.
Justice.
It's not right. It's not right.
No. No, because, you know, you know, we talk about how do these people sleep, like people that missed these things or didn't step forward. But the people that aren't sleeping are the family members of these victims.
That's what I'm saying, because these people really have hearts.
Yes.
These people really care. These people really feel the extreme loss in their life. These police officers who were interviewing Charles outside of this and sort of making fun of him. I'm not getting involved in your drama. Blah, blah, blah. I would like to jack slap them, and I don't even hit people.
Yeah. I mean, it's awful.
And every time I see it, I want to shake the police officer. Do you want to do that?
Yes. Like, what are y'all doing?
Like, I think I can change the outcome of the video that I'm watching.
I know.
I want to. I wish I could.
Yes. Yep.
But anyway, we got to go.
Yes,
we want to stay here all night.
Unfortunately, we
do. I love talking about it with y'all because...
Yeah, Krisha K said all of them. I want to shake all of them. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
I'd be filing lawsuits, and I don't know how all that works, but I'd be filing lawsuits against every police station that interacted, that had Lori interviewed, that did anything.
Yes.
I mean, I do not know how any of that works.
Me either.
But I'm just going to tell you, they should have to answer questions, at least change policy, at least do something.
Yeah, because
they're responsible.
They are.
They have blood on their hands.
They do, I feel like, too.
And Melanie Warwick and Melanie, I don't know if her name's Warwick. Melanie Gibb and David Warwick, they have blood on their hands.
Yeah.
They might have witnessed it.
Hey.
They were at least there.
I know, but I just, you know, to think of that, which is the same way with Lori and Chad, to just go up there and get married and act like nothing's happened. I mean, they're crazy. They're all crazy and evil and diabolical.
All right, we're going to have to say goodnight.
Yes. Thank you all so much for watching. We've missed you all so much. We've missed each other. We're happy to be back.
That's right.
So, all right, Allison Umpleby, Tina Reddington.
That's right.
We've enjoyed seeing y'all talking to Kathy, Moira.
I love Moira's name.
Me too. Missy Bancroft, Jen Marr, Krisha K,
That's right.
Kathy Barella, Gloria Fritz,
San Willow.
Good night, you all. Thank you for watching Tastefully Frugal. Holden. Beautiful day. Missy Bancroft. Thank you all.
That's
we
right.
hope
Thank
you have
you
a
so
good
much.
night. And we will see you soon.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.